Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's Monday, which means it's time to decorate. So let's jump right on in. Just grab everything out. Give everything a bit of a wiggle. Losing stuff already. So as we can see, I have a lot of sticky notes on this week. And that's because Ryan's actually away for work for most of the week. So I'm home all by myself. So I'm actually going to take advantage of that by adding an extra little feature in, which I'm actually rather excited about to give it a try, because I've certainly never tried it before. But this week we're going to be using all stuff from the Time Is Now collection from Kikki.k. If you saw on Wednesday, I made this beautiful little feature, I guess you'd call it. Using this month's Printable, but what I've done is on the back I've just made myself a little, it's out of plastic, it's using my fuse tool, and I've kind of just been a little bit tricky. So what I've done is made a little pocket, stuck it down with glue tape on the bottom and washi tape on the top to cover up the glue tape, and then what we've got here, we've got these letters, which I think I bought from Eckersley's a fair while ago. As you can see, I've used a fair amount of them. But I've just stuck these down on some cardboard, cut them out, and then put them in here. And so they do sort of shake around in there a little bit. Not a lot, but it's just enough to give it a bit of movement, which I really, really like. And then I've just put my footy details on a card in here, so I can still see them. But it is an extra little feature that I've made. So that's going to be obviously in this as well. But to start off with, what we're going to do is run a little bit of washi tape along the top. So the washi tape I'm going to use, this is from the Planner Babe box, the weather one, which I think wasn't, I'm trying to remember which one it was. It would have been January, February, March. It would have been March. So I'll link the video down below so you can find it. But I'm going to be using this blue washi tape with the clouds. So I'm just going to unwrap as much as I need. And it's just going to go along the top on both pages. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in just a sec. So now that washi is all along the top, the kind of tricky thing that I'm going to do this week is I've seen so many people with fold out things in their planners, and I really wanted to have a really long to-do list, because when Ryan's not here, I feel like I can actually do a lot of things that I can't do when he is here, because I actually like spending time with him. So when I come home from work and I have time, I like to spend it with him if I can. But considering he's not going to be here, I'm going to take this opportunity to really get as much done as I can. So what I've done is I've gone and grabbed some paper from the Time Is Now Notepad, and I've just cut it in half. I grabbed deliberately this piece that said to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it down here on each side so that it folds out. But what I want to do before that is actually stick some other paper to the back, so when it's folded up, it still looks really, really pretty. So I'm just grabbing that notepad. I'm just going to grab, I don't know yet really which piece of paper I'm going to get. I think I'll take, I did see it just before. I'm going to grab just this really pale blue. Just grabbing that out. And what I'm going to do, because I know I only want a certain amount of this, because I don't want to use that quote at the top. So I'm just going to really quickly just measure how big my page is. So just make the little mark there. Just make sure that that's right the whole way along. I'm just grabbing my paper trimmer. just going to trim that to size. I'm actually just going to leave it a little bit too big, just to make sure. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So then we're just going to stick this down on the back. So this is going to be one of those things that I'm probably going to have a little too much. So I'm going to cut that off so I don't ruin that quote. And then just going to stick this down. Is it going to be too small? Yes, it is. I can cope with that. So I'm just going to stick this down all the way around, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so I've stuck that down on that paper. Ryan's just pointed out that I've done that wrong. I haven't. It's just that I don't want that little do thing if I can avoid it. Uh-oh, hold on. No, Ryan's smarter than me again, as per normal. Just need to peel this off really gently. So what happened there was I really wanted the do on the page, but I didn't want the Kikki.k logo if I could avoid it, which I didn't do a very good job of, but in the end we've worked it out. I'm hoping that'll look a little bit less crappy. I'm kind of half debating just making a new one, but we'll just have a look at it first. So I'm just going to trim then all the excess off here and cut it in half so that I've got my actual bits. Okay, so they're my little to-do lists that are going to be on the side, and then obviously on the other side they look like that. So what I'm going to do to stick them down is just use some washi tape. So I'll start off with this side. So what you want to do is line up the page where you want it. And because this is slightly smaller, it's going to line up a little different. So once that's where you want it, the way I was practicing it earlier, because yes, I need to practice some of these when I'm being a little bit new and different. I do practice first to make sure that they're going to work. I just put a little bit of tape on the top there just to help it stay exactly where I want it. And then I'm just grabbing this washi tape. This is just from Officeworks. I'm just grabbing this pale blue. Oh, pale blue green, I guess you'd call it. Was it that blue I used, or was it the other blue? Hold on, I think it was the other blue. That blue matches obviously the clouds, but it didn't match. That's the blue I wanted. I'm going to use this blue instead, just a slightly deeper blue. So I'm just going to run this all the way down the edge. This is going to be what sticks the two bits of paper together. So I'm just making sure that it's definitely covering the seam, which it is. And then just really quickly before I push that down, just pull that extra bit of tape off. Gently, of course, so that you don't tear the paper, and she says that and then she goes and does it. Oi. It's going to be one of those kind of weeks where I've got a lot of little boo-boos in it, but that's okay. And then you really carefully pick it up off the desk. and then trim off the excess, which is going to be a little bit funnier because the two bits are slightly different. The two pages are slightly different height, I meant. There we go. Just notice that corner's sticking up. There we go. So then that just folds over like that and will sit flat in the planner. So I will decorate this a little bit as well. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side and I'll be back in just a sec. Alrighty, so there we go. We've now got the lists that pop out. Don't have anything to put on these lists yet because I haven't quite organised myself that much that I know what I want to put on there. But the outside at least we're going to decorate, but the inside will stay as the way it is. So when that's all shut, it's going to look like that, which does look like it's really, really busy, but I actually really like it. I think this is actually going to work. So now we need to go about actually decorating the outside here. So what I want to do is put a couple of these quote cards. So I'm going to use that one over that side. And then I cut this off another piece of paper that I was playing with earlier. And I really love that ruler design. So I'm going to stick that down on that side. I'm actually going to put that, I might put that over that side. Because I did save that piece from the exact same piece of paper that just says the time is now. So just going to stick these down. I do really like that ruler. I think that looks really nice. Alright, so those ones are down. I think I'll put this one over that side, but then I just need to bring some gold into this side. So I'm going to grab this washi tape from Heidi Swap. This is just something I bought at Spotlight. I'll link it down below for you because it is really pretty, and I love the fact that it's thin. Really, really helps when you're making stuff like this, especially because I'm about to cut it. Oh, loud, sorry. About to cut it in half again because I really love it super thin. So I'm just putting that on my trimmer and cutting it in half. It's probably not perfectly in half, but it's going to be pretty close. And I'm just going to stick this down like this. And it's also going to tie in the washi that we used, because this is the washi I used on the back of the Printable. So it'll tie that all together as well. There we go. And then we'll stick this one down as well. I'm now looking at this trying to work out what I'm going to put there, and I don't quite know yet. But I will work it out as we go along. So like I said, I'm going to leave the insides completely empty at the moment. I do, however, need to write in all of my little details. So I'm going to start off with writing in that Game of Thrones starts on Monday. Woohoo! You guys are all sitting here watching my video and I'm sitting at home watching Game of Thrones. I'm so excited. If you remember back to last year, I did have stickers that I made up for Game of Thrones and I can't for the life of me find them. So I'm just going to write it in for now, but I will try really hard to find those stickers before next week. go. And then I just need to write in that Ryan isn't here on the days that he's not here. So I'm just sort of debating if I'm going to write it, how I'm going to write it. I might write it down the side, so just Ryan in New Zealand, Ryan in New Zealand. And then just need to put my footy game that I'm going to in. That's all in. That's going to sit there, flip over with my footy details on the back. I need to bring in some numbers to this. Considering it's all numbers in this range, I really haven't gone too hard on them. I'm just going to cut these out. Okay, I'm going to leave those numbers there in just a second. I'm going to stick them down. I'm not going to put the 3 down because it's already got this 3 on the printable. But I've just grabbed the Kaiserstyle sticker book. This has got blue and gold all through it. So I'm basically just trying to, not fix it, but something about it's really not sitting well with me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the clouds or, I don't know, something's not right. But I'm just going to use these just to kind of bring a little bit more fun into it. And just think that the way I'm going to do that is by using these cloudy kind of numbers to cover up these ones. I just think that might bring a little bit more of what I'm looking for into this and kind of tie the clouds all in together as well. Just grabbing this sticker that says birthday because it's my stepmom's birthday on the 21st. So I'm just going to cover up, actually I'm just going to trim this a little bit because it's a little bit big. And put that there. Just write that in. So then if I put those numbers back, we're nearly there now. I just need one more sticker. I'm going to grab this big one that says Inspire. I'm going to put it up the top here. I think that balances it out more. Still think it's missing something, but I don't know what. I still don't know which days of the week I'm off yet next week. I haven't worked that out with my boss yet. So there will still be stickers that go in here to denote my days off. That's what I haven't got in there. Oh no, because I don't know what day I've got off. I was going to put my little girl sticker on there, but I don't know yet when that is. Just going to put this down in the corner just to cover up the Kikki.k on the bottom. So I know what I'm trying to do, it hasn't quite worked out the way I wanted it, and I don't quite know why. I do love the idea though of having these bits that flip out. I think it really gives me a lot more space to write out my notes, and for a week like I'm about to have, that I have got a lot of time on my hands to do things that I don't normally do. I'm really going to enjoy having this extra stuff. So I'm really liking that, but there's something about it that I don't quite like, but I don't know what it is. If I work it out, I'll let you know. Let me know what you think though. Do you like this one? Do you think it's gold and blue enough? Is it using the range as good as it can be? I think because I've only got 2 of the items, like just got the notepad and the quote cards, that I'm a little bit limited. Really wish they'd bring out some stickers with this one, but hopefully it'll be in a Paper Lovers book soon. But let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would do differently. Perhaps I've missed something that you might have thought of. You can also leave me a comment on any of my social media links. They're all down below as well. I will also link to the walkthrough of these 2 items as well as how I made this one, so you can go and check it out if you would like to. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome week, and I will see you again on Wednesday. See you later.